All right, guys. So I was texting my friend Dana. We were talking about music, and she mentioned she wanted to watch my record collection videos. Very kind of you. Thank you so much. And I realized I had not done a record collection video in quite a while. I had not had the time for it. But now that I do, I'm inspired. So if you find some new albums you like, you have my friend Dana to thank. Thank you so much. This video, we finished what I call non-rap in the last video. That's anything outside of rap. It could be anything. Country, rock, doesn't matter. Now, of course, we're getting into the rap section. Now, rap was my first musical love. I remember that day when I was bored as hell. I was tired of playing FIFA all day. I had no homework to do. I wanted to find new music, and I liked rap. So I went online, and I searched, what are the best rap albums of all time? Because I figured, let's get to the best. I had never heard of most of these albums. They were all 90s albums I had never heard of. But this one album kept popping up as number one, and I thought that was super weird. And that album was Nas's Illmatic. And when I listened to Nas's Illmatic, I realized it was like a bomb went off. Oh, rap can actually be substantive. Rap can actually be deep. It doesn't have to be necessarily just this party anthem stuff. You can actually rap about things and tell stories, and it can be poetic, a high quality, just as artistic as any other art you want to talk about. So that really got the ball going, and then I became like a little snob, a little hipster. It was all about Biggie, Nas, Wu-Tang, and then West Coast 90s stuff, and then, you kind of make your way. But without further ado, let's get into it. Once I got into Illmatic, that was that. It's still my favorite rap album. It might not be the best necessarily, because I listen to a lot of rap, but it is my favorite. It holds a very special place in my heart. Now, let's get this going. We are starting out with the objectively correct, the objectively best rap album of the 2010s, and that would be Freddie Gibbs and Madlib's Pinata. This album is a 10 out of 10 perfection. The only problem with this album is sometimes these skits and the ends of songs kind of go on a little too long, and there's these weird samples. It can be kind of difficult to play it on a record player because you're like, God, can we just skip the song, please, and get to the next one? I cannot tell you how much I adore this album. When I first discovered this album, I listened to it for like a year straight. It is the best rap album of the 2010s. Yes, that includes your whatever album you're thinking of. Literally every other album is below this, okay? That includes you Kendrick fanboys, that includes you Drake fanboys, that includes you Kanye fanboys, or whoever, whatever album you want to put up. I don't care. This will surpass it, okay? Why? Because the beats are incredible. Madlib, obviously most people know Madlib from Madvillainy, right? MF Doom and Madlib. If you thought he was in his prime then, you need to listen to this album. The beats on the song Robes. Listen to the instrumental. I shouldn't even call them beats. They're instrumentals. Listen to the instrumental on the song Robes. Listen to the instrumental on the song Deep or High or whatever. It's just literally every single song. Madlib, just a genius, was... never interrupt a master at work. They came up with that phrase because they started watching Madlib make the instrumentals for this album. Just incredible. Supplier, great opener. Scarface, excellent. Deeper, I mean, what an amazing song. The music video is really great with Freddie Gibbs smoking crack, or his crack fiend smoking. High with Danny Brown, such an amazing song. Great upbeat. I think stoner songs are really corny. I think they're really cringe. I just think it's corny. I don't know what to say. You need to grow up a little bit. I don't know what to say. But that's a really good stoner song. Harold's is an amazing song about a chicken stand in Chicago, and it's actually like legitimately great. The beat is incredible. We'll get to Gibbs in a second. Then, of course, we have Bomb featuring Raekwon, an amazing song, amazing instrumental. Shitsville, incredible instrumental. And then my favorite song on the entire album, Thuggin'. What I like is high quality, lyrically clever gangster rap about killing people. I want it to sound like the shattered crack pipe outside of a Baltimore trap house. Okay, that's what I want my rap to sound like most of the time. And that's what this gives me, but in like a high art way. Real, amazing diss song towards Young Jeezy. Uno, amazing. Robes, I mentioned earlier. Every song, literally every single song. And it's just fantastic. I cannot stress how much I adore this album. I can play it at any time. This came out in 2014. I've been listening to it for about 11, 10 years straight now. I never get tired of it. It is incredible. It is such an amazing album. And then, of course, we should talk about Gibbs. I think this is Gibbs at his most lyrically clever. Unfortunately, with Alfredo 2, one of my big critiques of that is that he's not really saying anything. That's not the case on this thing. He's saying something. He is killing it on every single song. Every single song. Every single feature. It maybe besides like Damogenesis on the last track, which we'll get to, is amazing. Absol is great. Damogenesis on Robes is good. Earl Sweatshirt, Scarface, Raekwon, Danny, they're all good. And Gibbs matches or surpasses them on every single one. I think this is the album where people started to take Gibbs seriously in terms of his lyrical content. He was kind of just seen as a trap rapper, and, that's nice, but maybe you get with a nice double entendre every once in a while. But this, my friend, listen. Okay, so my favorite songs on here are Deeper. I mean, they're all amazing. They're all almost equally amazing, but I'm only going to cut it to 4 or 5. Deeper, we'll do Shitsville, of course. The second verse on the song Shitsville, the last 8 to 12 lines is just when he talks about making. Just I don't even want to spoil it. Just go ahead. Just listen to this album. This album is incredible. Thuggin', my favorite song on here. I love listening to rap that makes me want to kill someone. I'll never do it, but that's what I want to listen to. What else? Robes, amazing song. Shame with BJ the Chicago Kid. What a great song. What an amazing song. And then, of course, Pinata, the last song. The Pinata, one of the best beats, I think, ever. A lot of these on this are some of the best beats ever. No qualifications, nothing. Incredible. The Pinata, which is sort of a posse track, the last song on this album, is incredible. Incredible. And Mac Miller's verse, excellent. I'm not even a fan of Mac Miller, but his verse was excellent. And what an amazing song. Even you just got to listen to it. Go listen to Pinata, the song. Go listen to Deep. Go listen to Thuggin'. It's just amazing. God. And we have another great album. It's not quite as good as the original, but of course, with every original, we need a good sequel. So we have, instead of Pinata, we have Bandana. This is not as good as Pinata. It is still an amazing album. I am very, very happy. I of course, I just explained my love for Pinata. I cannot stress to you how excited I was and how desperate I was to hear the follow-up. And to know that the follow-up was a great album, even if not quite as... I knew it wasn't going to be quite as good as Pinata. But man, such a great album. And again, pretty much almost everything you can say about the first album applies to this, except for I don't like the freestyles. Whether something is a good freestyle is totally separate as to whether it's a good verse. When you have time to write out your bars, I think you should do so. Unless you're Black Thought. Black Thought is the only one where I could just confidently, he could just pick it up and it would be just as good as his written bars. But that's genius. That's a different level. So the freestyle, I didn't like that one, but there are so many great songs. Half Main, Half Cocaine goes so unfathomably hard. You have to wait for the beat switch. The opening beat is okay. It's very odd hearing Madlib make a trap beat. It's not terrible. It's a little generic, but once that beat switch comes in, oh my God, it's one of the hardest beats I've ever heard Madlib create. I love that song. I adore that song. Amazing. Crime Pays. This is the great thing about Madlib. He gives you hard as nails, gangster beats on the second half of Half Main, Half Cocaine, and then he goes into Crime Pays, which is this incredibly soulful and smooth and jazzy with these amazing soul samples and vocal samples. Just an incredible song. I love that song. Massage Seats is cool. It's almost a beat that it's almost impossible to get a flow or to be on beat for this beat. In fact, I think that Freddie Ken is impressive. And then, of course, you have one of the best rap songs of the 2010s. That, of course, is Palm Olive featuring Killer Mike and Pusha T. I could have used a Killer Mike verse. I won't lie. I could have used a Killer Mike verse. Incredible rapping by Freddie. Incredible production and instrumental by Madlib. And in my personal opinion, maybe I think the verse of the year in 2019, I think it's up there with the verse of the decade by Pusha T. Please go listen to the song Palm Olive. Freddie Gibbs' verse is amazing, but Pusha T, who I love to death, we will get to him later. I don't know if it's in this video, but we will get to him. One of the greatest verses of the decade. I absolutely adore that verse, that song. It's just perfection. Fake Name, shout out to my old buddy Corey. He loves that song. Flat Tummy Tea is great. Everything. Giannis with Anderson .Paak. It's just an incredible. If you're going to start with, if you want to get into Gibbs, start with these two albums because they're just incredible. And then, of course, it doesn't stop there. Gibbs is one of my favorite rappers. And, of course, the great thing is he teamed up with Madlib to do those two albums. And now he's going to team up. So we have him teaming up with one of my top 2 or 3 favorite producers of all time. So what else does he do? He teams up with the other favorite producer of all time, an Alchemist with Alfredo. This album is borderline perfect, one of the best rap albums. I think it actually came out in 2020, so I think it's a top 3 rap album of the 2020s so far. I think you would put Clips up there. You would put Stove God Cooks, Reasonable Drought, and then you would put this, I think. And then actually you would put Boldy James's Bo Jackson up there. That goes up there too. But we'll get to them. Don't worry. This album's incredible. Alchemist pretty much matches Madlib's talent. I think Alchemist is one of the greatest producers of all time. I think that's, unless you're like exclusively into Future and Young Thug, I think that's a pretty accepted opinion. And if you want to know why, listen to some of these beats. God is Perfect is incredible. Scotty Beam. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So good. So beautiful. Look at Me's okay. I don't love that. And then, of course, we have Frank Lucas featuring Benny the Butcher, who would go on to be Freddie Gibbs's rival, or they had beef, which was very frustrating for me because these are my 2 favorite rappers going right now, them and Pusha T. And to watch them beef was very frustrating. And Frank Lucas is one of my favorite rap songs. It's just, the beat goes so hard, and the verses are so good. The beat is just like this grimy. You're like, what? The music video is them out in like Miami on a boat. It doesn't match the vibe. It's very dark. All Glass is great. It's something to rap about with Tyler the Creator. I'm not even a big Tyler the Creator fan. I think he's catnip for snobs, but he was good on this. He had a really good verse on this, and I love the song with Conway. Conway the Machine. He has a great verse. Please, listen to these 3 albums if you want to get into Gibbs. These are easily his best, in my opinion. I think these are. If you give me a top 10 of the decade for rap, all 3 of these are going to be in here. That's how much I love those albums. Okay. Now, we're sticking with Gibbs. We have a little different style. It's not Madlib. It's not Alchemist. I think there's an Alchemist song on here. There's a Madlib song on here. This is Soul Sold Separately. This is a pretty good album. I don't return to it a ton. I definitely, obviously, prefer the 3 I just spoke about. Unfortunately, Gibbs really overhyped this album in the build-up to its release because he said it was going to be literally the greatest produced album of all time. Like, you will not surpass this in terms of the quality of beats. No. I will point you to these 3 albums if you want to do that. It's not even the 3rd best produced Freddie Gibbs album. So how is it going to be the best of all time? I understand we don't like rationalism, but come on. But this is still a really good album. And it's different from Madlib and Alchemist because their songs are unique. They have a unique style that if you're only into Future and Young Thug, I could see why you wouldn't like it. I definitely obviously disagree. More power to you. It's completely subjective. There is no right or wrong. But this could be a good starter. I think the opening song, Couldn't Be Done, with Kelly Price, is actually one of Gibbs' best songs. I think the way the beat builds, it's weird. You could play that song as you celebrate or as you work out or just to enjoy it. It's very odd. It's a really beautiful song. There's some good, Blackest in the Room is good. I do not like some of the more mainstream sounding songs, not because they're going for mainstream, just because they're low quality. I did not like the Offset song and the Moneybagg Yo song. Those were not good. Space Rabbit good, Lobster Omelet's good. This is a good album. Unfortunately, the song with Pusha T could have used a better beat. I mean, I love when Freddie Gibbs and Pusha T team up together. It's a good album. It's a solid 7 out of 10. It's not a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 like the ones we already covered. But now we're moving on. All right, now we got a good one. Actually, you know what? We're going to start with this one. Crazy Life by YG. Does this reach the level of, is this particularly lyrically clever? Is this something at the level of a Black Thought or a Pusha T or a Nas or Biggie? Of course not. Is this a fun album that you can listen to and it's just got some really fun, catchy beats and some gangster lyrics and bars that aren't amazing, but they aren't necessarily terrible either. Sometimes they are. This is a pretty well-produced album. The only problem with the production on this album is that you'll get the DJ Mustard, hey, in the background. They take that out, and this goes up a point. There's some really great songs on this. I understand they're not quite at the lyrically top level, but sorry, I think they go hard as hell. BPT, that song goes hard as hell. I actually kind of want to re-listen to this right now. Man, this was a high school classic. I had my friends being like, "What is this? What are we listening to?" Oh, this is BPT. And I Just Want to Party. Yeah, I know this song because I'm super gangster and I'm super cool. So thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I Just Want to Party. Amazing song. Schoolboy Q's verse. Excellent. J-Rock. Excellent. We will be getting to both of those later. Left, Right's okay. Bickin' Back being Bull. So YG is a blood. And accordingly, in that culture, you try to replace C's with B's. So instead of kicking back being cool, it's bicking back being bull. It's kind of stupid, but decent song. Meet the Flockers. This is a great song because this is like a how to rob someone 101. It gives you a step-by-step of how to rob someone. I love that song. Meet the Flockers is great. What else? Who Do You Love with Drake is actually pretty good. I don't like Drake at all, but he's got a couple songs here and there, but I'm not a fan. But he was good on that. And then I like Really Be Smoking and Drinking with Kendrick. It's okay. You know, that's all right. But there's some good songs. Now, as much as I adore that album, as much as I love it, it's not YG's best. I am proud to say My Brazy Life, I believe it's called. Wait, I just said that. Still Brazy. That's what this is called. Still Brazy. Remember, we're replacing the C's with B's. This album is so amazing. I think this album is actually incredibly slept on. When you hear people talk about the best rap albums of the decade, this never gets mentioned, and I think it should be in there. I think it's in the top 20. This album is incredible. It's almost a no-skip album. Some of the features aren't like the greatest, but they get the job done. They don't detract from the songs, which is good. Here's the great thing about this album. So, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, my first love was sort of East Coast gangster rap. New York stuff. And the great thing about the rap group Griselda, Benny the Butcher. Oh, by the way, I have my Benny the Butcher oversized T-shirt as a little thematic thing here. It's very oversized. Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, and then of course a couple of the rappers, 38 Special. What they did, or why I love them so much, is because they brought a modern revitalization to that classic boom bap 90s New York stuff. So it's that classic, lyrically clever, hard beats, but it's got all the modern bells and whistles. Now, we'll expand on this when we get to Griselda, but you can tell why I would probably enjoy that since I love the East Coast 90s stuff. Okay, so that happened on the East Coast, and I love that very much. This is the West Coast equivalent. This is... If you took out all the modern bells and whistles of this would be straight out of 1995 Dr. Dre's The Chronic. I mean, it is the perfect balance between modern production value and quality and that old school 90s G-Funk Dr. Dre classic sound. I love that stuff. The Chronic's an awesome album. So if you're going to give me a modern version of it, I love it. And I actually think YG is better lyrically than he was on My Crazy Life. I think he's a little more clever on this, and there's so many great songs on this. Don't Come to L.A. is amazing. Who Shot Me? Word Is... But like I said, this is essentially a no-skip album. Word Is Bond is really great. Bull Bomb and Belectin is really... Some of the beats on these things are just so smooth and so G-Funk. It's just incredible. The production on this thing is just amazing. And then my favorite song on this entire thing is Police Get Away with Murder. That song is unfathomably hard. That song goes unfathomably hard. It's not exactly accurate to reality, but... Whew, man, that song goes hard. And then you have Twist My Fingers, too. This album is just incredible. I would highly recommend if you're into that West Coast stuff, and for whatever reason you haven't, maybe you dismissed it because it's YG. This album was so good, actually, that it made me really, like, completely change my view of YG as an artist. I thought he was just... lyrically 6 or 5 out of 10, 7 out of 10 at best in moments with some good beats, but he scaled up. And then the albums after that, there were some okay songs, but now we're getting into a legend. I almost don't want to say too much because we'll be here for like 30 minutes, but of course, you cannot have a rap collection and be a rap fan without having this record. This is a classic. This is a non-skip. The only skip on this album is when they have that interlude of him banging some chick. It's like the worst part of this album. You need to cut that out. It's like the Mona Lisa had like a little black speckle right underneath her eye. You're just like, can we take that out, please? Or it's like a little black like smudge. You're like, okay, this is ruining us. This album is incredible. I think Biggie Smalls is probably the second best rapper of all time, behind Nas. That's objectively correct, by the way. You're not allowed to disagree with that. And this album is why. I mean, this is a no skip. Besides, like I said, that interlude, intro, the Things Done Change is just so unfathomably hard. Every song on this, Give Me the Loot. Oh my God, Give Me the Loot. Well, this is a high school. I used to listen to this in high school so much. Give Me the Loot was like my jam, man. God damn, this album is good. Warning, Ready to Die, One More Chance. The what? Why does Method? You can tell Method Man was like, all right, I'm competing with a legend here. My verse has to match Biggie's, and it does. This is easily one of Method Man's best verses ever. I almost wouldn't be surprised if Biggie wrote it. It's that good. Juicy, of course, everyone's class. He kind of stole that song, unfortunately. Like when I say steal, I mean completely ripped off. So, Everyday Struggle. I'm in the caravan on my way to Maryland. See my boy Two Tex to take over the projects. Amazing song. Whatever beat. I remember hearing an original version of this. It was like acoustic almost. But amazing song. Me and My Bitch. Amazing song. Big Papa, of course. Respect. Oh my God. Respect was so hard. That vocal sample or whoever that Jamaican lady is. Oh my God. This album's incredible. I love that album. It's just beyond perfect. Now, unfortunately, this is not perfect. This album is an album of hits and misses. We'll go through the misses real quick. Actually, the side A is actually really great. Last Day, I don't like. Bang You Tonight, I don't like with R. Kelly. I don't like. I'll Have the Doze Okay. There's a couple misses on here. Miss You, no. Having said that, when this album hits, it's some of the best rap songs of the '90s of all time. Somebody's Gotta Die, incredible. Hypnotize, obviously everyone loves. Kick in the Door, what an amazing beat. What a great song. You've probably heard the beat before because rappers freestyle over it all the time. Amazing song. Biggie is really just one of the best storytellers of all time, if not the best storyteller in rap history. He's just so effortless. And every single song, the flow is never the same. That's how you know Biggie's great. It's never the same. He always gives you something new, and it's always high quality. It's just incredible. Mo Money, Mo Problems is great. I remember when I played that song for my mom, she was very proud of herself for pointing out the Diana Ross sample. Yes, we're very proud of you, Mom. Yes, you recognize the sample. Well done. Great song. I'm not going to say this word, of course, but it's a word that is... the song after Mo Money, Mo Problems, it has bleed in the title. I'm not going to say it. I Got a Story to Tell. What a great song. I mean, amazing song. Again, like the storytelling is incredible. And then, of course, you have my favorite songs, Notorious Thugs, 10 Crack Commandments, and, of course, Long Kiss Goodnight. That song is unfathomably hard. The only problem with that song is P. Diddy screaming in the background and just being aggressive. Okay, I'm listening to one of the greatest of all time do what he does at a high level. I don't need P. Diddy screaming in the background. Bad Boy Records, Bad Boy. Imagine if you were listening to Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd, okay? So you're listening to one of the greatest bands of all time perform one of their greatest songs of all time, one of the greatest rock songs in history. And imagine if in the background of that 3-minute solo at the end, you just heard someone go, fuck Neil Young, fuck Neil Young. Okay, I think we can do better than this. Thank you, Diddy. Oh, here we go. Oh, where do I want to start? Yeah, we'll start from, we're going to start from worst to best. All right, let's see. Pusha T, one of my favorite rappers of all time, a man who raps about coke almost exclusively for decades and somehow is never old, never stale. I bought this album to support Pusha T. I don't love this album. It's not bad by any means, but it's okay. There's some songs that are all right. Of course, you may have heard the song "Trouble on My Mind" with Tyler the Creator. That was a little popular song. That's a great song. Then, of course, "Raid" featuring 50 Cent and Pharrell. Those two songs are incredible. This album's okay. And then we have Darkest Before the Dawn. We have the song Untouchable. I drop every blue moon to separate myself from the kings of the YouTube. No matter what the weight, I done ran it off. I'm walking on water. Tell Jesus to take the sandals off. Yes. I adore this album. This is a good album. It's not its best. We'll get there. This is a great album. If you want lyrical cleverness, if you want lyrical quality, talent, not just this... hop about my car, then I'll steal your girl, then I'll kill it, whatever. Okay, that's nice. Pusha T is clever. He is witty. It's high quality, luxury, drug rap. His coke bars are incredible. He is probably the best coke coke rapper of all time. He is just incredible. This album is awesome. What's the other song with Beanie Siegel? Keep Dealing. Thank God there was something in the ceiling. Keep dealing. I love it. All right, so we're going to finish off with all right. So we have It's Almost Dry. What a great album. What an absolutely incredible album. If you want to get into Pusha T, you might want to start here. Listen to the song Dreaming of the Past. Listen to the song Brambleton. Listen to the song Let the Smokers Shine the Roofs or Shine the Coops or whatever it is. Hear Me Clearly is amazing. I like the song with Kid Cudi too, and I don't even like Kid Cudi. I think Kid Cudi sucks. This album is incredible. Everything is amazing. Listen to the song Dreaming of the Past if you're not into rap. I bet you'll like that song. It's got a great Donny Hathaway sample. It's really just one of the best. That was one of the. I got my girlfriend into rap. She was into indie stuff. She was into like white people indie stuff, and I got her in. Pusha T was one of the big things. She heard that beat and that just him rapping over, and she was like, "This is actually really good." And I was like, "Yes, thank you." Not everything is trash. This album is incredible. I cannot speak highly enough of this album. I love this album. It's actually not my favorite Pusha T album, but it's got some really great songs. Again, Dreaming of the Past. Oh, how could I forget? How could I forget Neck and Wrist? The Money Counter Ding is so exciting. Summertime, Winterfell, I'm the Night King. The Colgate Kilo, The Hood Needs Whitening. I'm hoping that you let her go like a kite string. I love it. And now we get to my favorite Pusha T album. Maybe. I'll make a statement at the end of this. Yes, Daytona. This was the album that made me buy streaming services. It made me get Apple. Don't judge me. I know. It made me get streaming services because I wanted to listen to this album, and I didn't want to just pay I might as well just pay it. This album is borderline perfect. I think it's one of the best rap albums of the decade. I think the production is absolutely incredible. Some of my favorite rap songs of all time, If You Know, You Know, which is just such an incredible song. The beat on that song is so hard. It's so unfathomably hard. And Kanye produced this. The Games We Played, the guitar riff sample and that song is one of my favorite moments of music ever. Dun 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 boom 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 boom. And Pusha T's raps over this are just at such a high level. He says, "Oh my God, I don't even want to say it. So I don't want to sully his name." It sounds incredible. Hard Piano is an amazing beat, amazing verse from Pusha T, and a really great verse from Rick Ross, who usually doesn't give you that high lyrical content, but he does on this song. Come Back Baby. What an amazing song. What a great, just kind of funky, upbeat, great bars from Pusha. He said, white on white, that's the, or black on black, that's the Tesla. White on white, that's the Testa. Bars, yes. Santeria, when he disses Drake and Lil Wayne, and then, of course, that led on to him destroying Drake and his beef with the story of Adidon. And then we have, of course, What Would Meek Do with Kanye West, incredible song, and Infrared. This album is perfect. It is one of the best rap albums of the decade. It's probably in the top 5, definitely in the top 10. Please, please go listen to that album. And please, for the love of God, listen to the new Clips album. The new Clips album is unfathomably amazing. I am going to get it on record. I have just became a father. I can't justify spending a ton of money on records. It's just I have to prioritize. But once Christmas comes, I am getting that. Flawless album. Absolutely perfect. Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. FICO with Stove God Cooks. The only problem with that song is we didn't get a verse from Stove God. So Be It. What an amazing song. What an incredible song. Every single, the one with Kendrick is really great. The one with Tyler is really great. The one with So Far Ahead, I think it's called. Oh, it's such an amazing album. All right, so we're going back to the 90s next. So we have next the infamous Mobb Deep. What can you say about Mobb Deep, man? They're just so good. This definitely isn't their best album. It's not bad by any means. It's a good album. I'm not a completionist. I don't have the money for it. There's some really good songs on this. There's some My Gat spinning. Everyone loves Prodigy. Everyone loves Havoc. I think this was like 2000s, actually. But yeah, I think Mobb Deep really kind of shined in the 90s, and that's what we're going to talk about here. Okay. This is one of the greatest rap albums of all time. This, combined with Nas, Biggie, Wu-Tang, is what solidified my love, for rap, especially East Coast kind of gangster hip-hop stuff. What an incredible album. I mean, it's borderline no skips. Survival of the Fittest. What can be said about that song that hasn't been said? One of the greatest beats of all time. It's been freestyled over 1,000 times. It was the beat that was played in the movie 8 Mile with Eminem at the very end. There is a reason every single rapper freestyles over that beat. One, it goes unfathomably hard. Two, it's also a sign of respect because Mobb Deep is just incredible. Both Prodigy and Havoc. We are not disrespecting Havoc. Everyone talks about how great Prodigy is, and they are right to do so. Havoc, even if you think he's not as good as Prodigy, he is way better than most rappers. Havoc deserves respect. I'm tired of Prodigy only getting the props. It's annoying. Survival of the Fittest is incredible. The start of your ending is great. We'll get to my favorite song in the sec. Temperatures Rising, Up North Trip, Trife Life, Right Back at You, Cradle to the Grave, Shook. Oh, that's what it was. Not Survival of the Fittest. Actually, no. No, Shook Ones Part 2. That's the beat that I think plays. Whatever. The point is they're both incredible songs. Shook Ones Part 2 is one of my absolute favorite rap songs of all time. It is incredible. It's classic. You've probably heard it before. What an amazing song. I mean, truly flawless. 10 out of 10. One of the best rap songs of the 90s. Probably one of the best rap songs ever. This makes me want to listen to it right now. I love Mobb Deep. I love this album. And we're going to get to my favorite song. And that is, of course, Eye for an Eye. This song might be... I need to be careful about what I say here. This song might be like a top 3 90s rap song of all time. I cannot stress to you how flawless this song is. The beat, especially considering when it came out, especially considering in the 90s, is so hard and so gangster. I love it so much. Every single verse on this, incredible. Havoc's great. Prodigy's amazing verse from Prodigy. Ghostface Killah's verse is incredible, but unfortunately for all of them, they have been all outshined by Nas, my favorite rapper of all time. And when people point to things, I point to this verse. I point to his verse on Verbal Intercourse on the Purple Tape. And of course you point to Illmatic and It Was Written, but Nas's verse, and this is just like, oh my God, you are a genius, bro. It's like watching Steve Jobs create a phone. It's like you found what you were supposed to do because you are incredible. I adore this album. Please go listen to this album. Mobb Deep is incredible. R.I.P. Prodigy. Next up, we got Nas's Illmatic. I already kind of spoke about how important this is. Now let's talk about the songs. New York State of Mind was the song that changed everything. The lyrical content in this song is incredible. The beat is incredible. You are truly watching a genius at work. You're watching Slash come up with the riff for like Sweet Child of Mine, or you're watching Frank Zappa do some zany stuff. It's just absolutely incredible what he does on that song. It's just unfathomably amazing. I didn't stop using that word. This is a no skip album. This album is perfect. I think it's. It's funny. Earlier I said this isn't the best album of all time, a rap album of all time. It might be. It really is just that good. It's just so amazing. Every single song, except for the Genesis, but that's an intro. That's not really a song. It's just, it's just everything. The beats are 10 out of 10. The verses, Nas, I cannot stress to you how amazing his verses are on this. It's just incredible the way he just so effortlessly flows over this. It's just, the lyrical content is great. It's clever. It's deep. It's narrative. It's just amazing. I adore this album. This album completely changed my life. It completely opened my eyes to rap and to that sort of music. And it's just, it's incredible. Next up, of course, people who tell you that Nas only has one good album in Illmatic, they are delusional. They are wrong. This album, I admit to you, it is not as good as Illmatic, but it is amazing. It was written. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I actually think Nas's lyrical content might even be a little better than on Illmatic, which is saying something. It's just there are a couple misses on this album. But this album, in terms of hits, this is some of Nas's best work, my friend. The Message, yes. One of Nas's best songs. Street Dreams is great. I Gave You Power. He's writing from the perspective of a gun. It's as if quite literally a gun wrapped into a microphone. It's incredible the way he does it. And it's very clever. Very clever. Taken in Blood is good. The setup is incredible. I love that song. Suspect is amazing. If I Ruled the World is amazing. The song with Mobb Deep is incredible. And then we, of course, have my favorite song on here, Shootouts. Amazing beat. That Al Green sample, oh my God, it comes in at the perfect time. It's just so hard. You're just like, yes. Nas's verses, on that song and on this entire album are crap. I almost don't want to spend too much time on it just because we'll be here forever. If you wanted me to talk about how amazing Nas is, we could be here for 2 hours. He's just incredible. I mean, just this is one of the best rap albums in the 90s. I don't care what anyone says. I'm not saying it's the best. It might not even be the top 10, but it's in that 10 through 20 spot. You're not going to disrespect this album around me. I'll take a beer bottle and just, no, not going to happen. But of course, we don't stop there. I'm a big Nas fan. I'm going to be a little unpopular here. I think this album is actually pretty good. It's nowhere near Omatic or It Was Written, and it's maybe not at the level of the albums we're about to get to, but this is a good album. And not to sound like a hipster, but I actually like the songs that no one seems to like, and I dislike the songs that everyone seems to like. Cop Shot the Kid featuring Kanye, one of the most annoying and overly repetitive samples I've ever heard in my entire life. I cannot believe people actually enjoyed that song. It's just so annoying. Cop Shot the Kid, Cop Shot the Kid. Yeah, we got it, dude. White Label. Sorry, I like that song. I think it's a great song. What else? Bonjour is okay. Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve is an incredible song. I love the beat on that song. I like Nas's verse. It's not his best, but it's good. And then, of course, Simple Things. I like those songs. This is only a 7-track album, so there's not too much to say, but you could do worse. And now, of course, we're going to do his more recent albums with Hit Boy. This is Nas's King's Disease 2. I haven't got my hands on King's Disease 3. I actually don't love King's Disease 1. I don't know why. Only the song, I think it's called Blue Benz. That's like the only song on that album that actually hit me. This album's incredible. I cannot stress to you how happy I am. As someone who believes that Nas is the greatest rapper of all time, I think he's the best. I no longer have to just appeal to his 90s work and maybe Stillmatic. I can appeal to this too because this album is incredible. Some of Nas's best songs are on here. Rare is incredible. EPMD 2 is awesome. No Phony Love is good. Moments featuring Lauryn Hill. Moments is a great song. Nobody featuring Lauryn Hill. Absolutely, yes. What an incredible song. And Lauryn Hill brings the heat on that one. She is not in her whatever. Sometimes she's up or down, but when she's up, she's up. She's one of the most talented artists of the 90s, and she really was great on this. Nas is Good is an amazing song, and then we have, of course, my favorite song, Store Run. Store Run is the beat on that song is like Hit Boy, one of my favorite Hit Boy songs or beats ever. It's just incredible, that song. Please go listen to the song Store Run by Nas. Just an amazing beat. Nas's bars are awesome. We have the album Magic, which is also a Hit Boy Nas. They had like a 5 or 6 album run in the span of like 2 or 3 years. The streets were fed at that point, my friend. Great songs. This is a really good album. I actually should listen to this more. I almost forgot it existed. Speechless is a great song. 4016 Building is awesome. That song is awesome. Hollywood Gangsta, I love that song. What a great song. Woo for the Children is a great song. I need to go back and listen to this. The Truth is also a good song too. Yeah, I'm messing up by not listening to this more. I feel ashamed. Okay, I guess we're sticking with the 90s here, huh? I guess I themed this. Okay, so of course we have Enter the Wu-Tang. You have to have this, 36 Chambers. You cannot have a rap record collection and not have this album. This album is incredible. Think of it at the time. So like in the 90s. Nowadays it doesn't quite sound as hard, right? Because we have the modern production and technology. Think of it at the 90s. The song Bring the Ruckus had to have been, at the time, one of the hardest sounding songs in the history of the world. Bring the motherfucking ruckus. And they're just yelling at the beginning, and they're just saying, you just feel aggressive. You're just like, I want to kill someone right now. Yes. There are so many good songs on this. Clan in the Front, Wu-Tang 7 Chamber. 1 and 2 are incredible, particularly part 2. Can it all be so simple? What a beautiful vocal. Can it all be so simple? Yeah. What a great sample. It's just beautiful. Protect Your Neck. Everyone loves Protect Your Neck. Wu-Tang Clan and Nothing to Fuck With. RZA's verse. By the way, we're going to talk about, and of course you have Cream. Everyone loves that song. Tears is amazing. Tears is incredible. So this album is pretty much a no skip. This is essentially a 10 out of 10 album. This album's incredible. My favorite songs are Tears, Wu-Tang 7 Chamber Part 2, Wu-Tang Clan Ain't Nothing to Fuck With, and Bring the Ruckus. Now, RZA on that album, his voice would go on to get a little weird. I think RZA's voice on this album is the perfect rap voice. It's unique, it's aggressive, it sounds angry, and it accentuates, it enunciates, it's very pronounced, and I think, I'll be tossing and bossing, my style is awesome. It's just like, whoa. I think his verse, or his voice, I should say, excuse me, on this album is just perfect. And we're sticking with the Wu-Tang Clan. We have Genius GZA's Liquid Sword. So we have GZA. This is an incredible album. It's not quite as good as 36 Chambers, but I mean, Labels is a great song. There's just Fourth Chamber. I mean, come on, you cannot go wrong with some of these songs. These songs are incredible. I don't love this song album quite as much as Wu-Tang, but this is a great album. If you like Wu-Tang and for whatever reason you're not listening to some of their solo stuff, you need to, because it's incredible. And then I think we have, which I think is my favorite solo album from a member of the Wu-Tang Clan, which is, of course, the Purple Tape, or more accurately, Only Built for Cuban Links. Please listen to Nas's verse on the song Verbal Intercourse. It is incredible. It will change your perception on rap. I do not want to hear that all rappers are not talented. If you don't like country, that's fine. Don't tell me that Townes Van Zandt can't write a pretty song or that there's no country singers with good voices, right? There's some things that are kind of subjective, but come on, let's call a spade a spade. Listen to Nas's verse on Verbal Intercourse, and you will understand what I'm saying. Ice Cream, amazing song. You probably heard it. It's incredible. Now, this album is more. I'm not even going to name off albums. This is like a borderline no skip album. Every single beat on this song, RZA's beats on this are so hard. Oh my God. Guillotine Swords, Ice Water, Wisdom Body, Ice Cream. It's just so good. Heaven, every single Knowledge God, Criminology. It's just an incredible 90s East Coast album. This was like heroin to me when I was in high school. I just inject it, streamline it into my veins. All right. We might stop after this next artist. I think we will. So we got Kendrick Lamar's Section 80. This is a really great album. Unfortunately, the last two Kendrick albums I have not been the biggest fan of. I think Mr. Morale and the Steppers was a solid album. I just have zero desire to go back to it. He has one of the hardest beats from Alchemist I've ever heard, and he ruined it by trying to do this artistic yelling between him and his girlfriend. Okay, when Alchemist gives you a beat that hard, you don't let it go to waste. You give me some bars about killing people and then killing their mother at the funeral. I don't want to hear that stuff. But, it's an okay album. Excuse me. GNX, I believe it's called, sucked. And I'm saying this as someone who is a Drake hater. You guys are overhyping that album just to stick it to Drake. That album was not good. And I like the one song, what's it called? Check out the music. Squabble Up, that's what it is. I like that song. It's nowhere close to Kendrick's top 30 songs. Pretty much every song on this is better than that song. Not really, but it's up there. So yeah, unfortunately, Kendrick has kind of fallen off a little bit to me. But when he was on. He went on like a 3, 4, 5 album run that was just like, yes. Starting with Overly Dedicated and this proper, his first real studio release, he went on a run that was really great. There's some really great songs on this. F Your Ethnicity, Hold Up, ADHD, I hate that song just because every time I turn my car on, it plays. Ronald Reagan Era, one of the best beats and one of the best vocal samples out there. I mean, what a great song. I love that song. The Spiteful Chance, okay. Keisha's song, that's a great song. And Absol's outro, and of course the final song, High Power, which made me have a new respect for J. Cole. J. Cole made that beat. That is a really amazing beat. I have to give him props. I'm not a fan of J. Cole. I think he's corny. I don't care what you say. Not all the time, but a lot of the times. And I have to give him props on that. That was good. All right. So now we're going to go with his next album and my favorite Kendrick album, and quite frankly, his best album. We will get to his next album after that, which you think is his best, and you are wrong objectively. Ha ha ha. This album is one of the best rap albums of the decade. It is in the top 5, probably in the top 3. I think it's up there with Gibbs's Pinata. It's incredible. I wouldn't be upset if you put it at number 2. It's a no skip until the song Real. Maybe Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe. I don't love that song, but it's not terrible. Real is the only bad song on this album. You can just skip it. Every other song on this is so good. Shireen is incredible. The beat on that song is dark. It is bassy. It is like, whoa, this is the storytelling. This is like a real concept album where that's actually fleshed out, and it's not just this people coping because they dropped a terrible project. Oh, it's concert. You just didn't get it. Yeah, okay, we got it, buddy. You're a moron. This is an actual concept where the skits actually add to the album. This is literally the only album in rap history that I believe where the skits actually add to it. Every skit that comes on, besides Yeezy Taught Me on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I immediately skip. It's a waste of time. This album's incredible. Like I said, Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe's not great. Backseat Freestyle is great. Now, the song, if you only listen to it out of context, you would think it's this classic rap chauvinism. I got the hottest girl, I got the most money. In the context of the album, it makes sense. It's almost like a commentary on social dynamics. Art of Peer Pressure. Amazing. Amazing. Backseat Freestyle is amazing, by the way. You need to listen to that. That song's incredible. If you want to hear Kendrick almost doing like gangster rapping and just going off, amazing song. Money Trees featuring J-Rock, one of my absolute favorite J-Rock verses of all time. I adore J-Rock. One of my favorite J-Rock verses of all time. Incredible verse, incredible song. Poetic Justice with Drake is a great song. The song Good Kid, yes. Yes, the beat on that. And here's the cool thing about this album. It has beats that are incredible, but they're not necessarily these trap, popular, mainstream beats. They kind of are, but they're also kind of weird too, and they're very unique, and I love it for that. I like that he went for that sound. And then you have arguably my favorite song on this album. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best, but that would be the song Mad City. This one song, when I got put onto this song in this album before most people that in my life. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging. I put people on to Kendrick back in 2012 or in 2011. I was the one who got in there first. And the song Mad City was one of the first ones that got me in. I cannot tell you how many people I've showed this song in high school and come back to me a week later and be like, yeah, thank you for that. Because that song, I adore. It's almost become overplayed for white boys. I adore the song. It's incredible. I listen to it working out. I listen to it in the car. I listen to it all the time. It doesn't matter what mood I'm in. I absolutely love Mad City. The first beat before it switches, the beat switch is great. I'm not trying to detract from it, but that first verse with that first beat, oh my God, it's some of the best of the decade in my opinion. And then the beat switch is also really great too. I almost wish those were two separate songs and you could flesh them out. What an incredible song! Just I one of the hardest rap songs. Like it just goes hard. You're just like, wow, this is not some soft stuff. This is like, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to pull up out of my mother's van with an AK and blow your head off. Incredible. Very lyrically clever, too. And then, of course, Swimming Pools, that song's pretty good. As far as rap songs that are poppy go, it's one of the better ones. We're going to skip the next one because that's my favorite. Compton's amazing. The Recipe is good. That's a bonus track, but we get to I think the best song on the album, and I think it's maybe Kendrick's best song of all time, and that's the song Sing About Me. I'm Dying of Thirst. I find this song to be, first of all, the guitar sample is just absolutely beautiful. It is just beautiful. I could listen to that beat without any rapping. It's just it's so beautiful. The guitars on the beat is so, oh my God. I think about it all the time. It's such a great song. And what a beautiful song. What just an incredible song. Very deep, very profound. It makes an incredible reference to Section 80, the song Keisha's song, the stories that are told in each verse. Each one is different, but each one is equal in terms of high quality. The story about, or the verse about the prostitute was heartbreaking. That was a really heartbreaking verse. The verse about the gangbanger, that was also very heartbreaking. And then the way he ties it up with the third verse, it's just, what a beautiful song, man. I think that might be Kendrick's best. I think it's an incredible song. It might not be. I'm open to argument on that one, but man, when people tell you rap isn't deep, you point them to that song. And then when the beat switches, great. It's incredible. It really is one of the best of the decade. It's a great song. Now we get to the most overrated album of the decade. Not a bad album. A great album. I'll even concede that. If I did not like this album or even love this album, I would not have spent $40 on the record. So I don't want to hear from you, Kendrick fanboy. You're just a hater. You're just a Kendrick hater. First of all, you must have missed my praise and glazing of him in the last two records. So I don't want to hear it. To Pimp a Butterfly. This is a great album. It is not the greatest album of the 2010s. You need to chill, all right? That poem got annoying. It is not some incredibly genius statement. Relax. I'm not saying it's not artistically valid. It's a great album. That poem grated me, okay? I was tired of hearing that poem start over. I understand what he was going for. I get it. Trust me. I got it. I just didn't like it, okay? I'm not saying the poem necessarily is bad, but every time a song ends, you told me you were conflicted. I wrote this, or whatever the hell he said. Just skip to it. Come on. I'm tired of hearing this. Having said that, there's some amazing songs, like truly incredible songs on this album. The opener, Wesley's Theory, talk about a funky song. Look both ways before you cross my mind. What an incredible beat, an incredible instrumental. What a great song, great instrumental. Just awesome. For Free, one of Kendrick's worst. I will not hear you guys cope and say that this dick ain't free is actually some Mozart level genius. You can take that away. King Kunta, what a great song. Again, another super funky beat. One of the better like pop rap songs ever. Like what a great, I need to listen to that song a little more. And the way the beat builds, just incredible. What a great song. I love that song. When I first listened to that, I was listening on Dat Piff. I love that stuff. Here's the problem. So if you say that this is a 10 out of 10 best rap album of the decades, I'm expecting flawless. Pinata is essentially flawless. This is not flawless. Institutionalized is a good song. It is not great. These Walls is fine. It is not great. I don't understand this. Having said that, the next couple of songs are great. That song, that's one of Kendrick's best. Very deep song, very profound song, very vulnerable song. Very effective song. I remember, I think that was the song that my old buddy Jared, I was just listening to rap in the background. And he swore off rap, all rap sucked. All of a sudden I'm listening to this song, and he just kind of takes his, what song is this? I'm playing video. What song is this? Oh, This Is You by Kendrick Lamar. And then he goes, oh. Types it up on YouTube. Next thing you know, all of a sudden, he's rapping crazy stuff. Okay, he's borderline saying things he shouldn't be saying. And then the song "All Right," that's a great song. "Mama," that's a pretty good song too. I love the song "Hood Politics." That's a great beat. I love that one. And then "How Much a Dollar Cost?" The Black of the Berry. It goes so hard. That song is like one of Kendrick's hardest. So when I say hard, I mean like gangster, like it's gangster. It's like aggressive. It's not just the soft stuff. Great album. Overrated, but great album. And then we get to this album, which I actually think is somewhat underrated, which is surprising. The album Damn. Now, unfortunately, this album is hit or miss. I actually think some of Kendrick's best songs are on here, and I think some of his worst songs are on here. So the songs with like Rihanna, I thought that song sucked. There's a couple other that I did not love. But having said that, I think God, I did not like the song God. The other ones are I actually really enjoyed DNA. I thought as far as pop rap goes, that was pretty good. This was great too because I actually wanted to hear Kendrick go over a more trap, pop, mainstream kind of beat. I don't know why. I had heard him do that unique stuff. I want to hear him go over something like something new and fresh and modern in the sense of being like trappy. And he does. That's a great song. The song Element, come on, bro. That's like one of Kendrick's best. It's a great song. Feel, that's what I meant. The Element isn't one of his, but it's a good song, don't get me wrong, but Feel, that's a great song. I need to listen to this more. I'm messing up by not listening to this. I need to listen to it. Feel is a great song. The beat and the samples. Ain't nobody praying for me. Da, 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 ha, ha. So good. Humble, I love the song Humble. I know it's kind of become cool to hate that song. I don't really understand why. I think the beat is super catchy, super fun, super kind of fresh in the terms of how it sounds. It doesn't sound like old or dusty. I like Humble, sorry. XXX featuring U2. Yes, that U2, the one led by Bono, the walking cringe merchant, goes over way better than you think. I was very nervous about this. I don't want to hear Kendrick featuring U2. You think I want to hear a U2 album or a U2 song in 2017? You're insane. I don't even want to hear a U2 song in 1987. You're crazy. Way better than it had any right being. That song is awesome. The beats, when that beat switches and from the first beat to the second, that goes hard. Yes, sir. Fear, I think I remember liking. And then, of course, the closer on this, Duckworth. I think it's one of Kendrick's best songs, maybe top 10. The story that is told is incredible, and the beat matches it. One of my favorite Kendrick beats, one of my favorite Kendrick verses, stories. Just incredible. I don't understand why people hate on that album so much. It does miss, though. Some of the songs when you miss, you're just like, okay, this is easily one of Kendrick's worst songs. But then when you hit the hits, you're like, okay, yeah, there's clearly something still here. I love you guys. I hope you guys found some cool recommendations. I don't, there is good rap out there. You just have to search for it. You just have to look for it. And you are not going to do that if all you've heard is Future and Young Thug, or a bunch of rappers who are essentially just Future and Young Thug. If you don't like Future and Young Thug, then you will hate modern rap, unless you search for it, which hopefully I've done for you over about more than 10 decades. So I love you guys. You guys are the best. Let me know now that you guys have seen my taste a little bit, and we have a lot more, so don't worry. There's going to be 2 or 3 more additional videos. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you recommend. And I love you. I will see you guys soon. And you're the best. Thank you. And if you're new to this channel, by the way, and if you want to intellectually challenge yourself and have your life changed and improved, to be clear, and improved, because you're probably a rationalist, check out my Jean Gebser series. Check out my Kill Rationalism series. Who knows? You can learn something. Love you guys. You're the best. Love you.